Well, I'm almost a lifelong resident. I was born here in Greene, grew up in a neighborhood called Acadian Heights in the northeast corner of Greene. I was born in 1989, so that gives you some reference. And then, the great times I had here as a student growing up in this community really made me excited to come back here as an employee. I've been the assistant principal at the high school here for the last 4 years. 30 years ago, I was 3 years old at the time, so a toddler running around that neighborhood of Acadian Heights with a lot of other families and kids that went through the Greene schools. So I don't know if I could limit my fond memories in Greene to just one, but obviously as a kid, I think about some of those families I named growing up in the neighborhood with, just being outside and playing as kids. Whether it was riding our bike up to the new gas station at the corner of 619 and Mayfair Road years ago and getting smoothies, or doing something there in the neighborhood. Obviously the schools have had a big part in my life. Athletics here through whether it's youth sports in the city of Greene or school sports have had a big impact. So one thing I think is cool is as a student and as a kid I got to witness the Final Four run for the high school football team back in the early 2000s. And that was at the old stadium. I was a student at the time, so the kids were all older than me. And now, it all kind of comes back around now as an employee. Our football team this last year going to the Final Four again, new facilities, new kids, new role in my life, but still a great memory. And I think the football games are really examples of how the community comes together and enjoys all together. Greene is a great place to grow up. It's a great place to live. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the schools and the city work really well together. They're in some plans now, but help each other out in any way possible. In the relationships I've built here in the city of Greene, whether you're talking as a 3-year-old kid or, a 33-year-old employee, are really ones that last a lifetime, and people that you can count on, and the reason that I was so excited to come back to Greene as a school employee.